What if the biggest inefficiency in your entire revenue operation right now isn't poor lead quality, isn't pricing structure, but the actual administrative work your sales team is doing? We are talking about the sales proposal, that document that feels so necessary.
That's right. It's kind of shocking when you look at the data. The experts at the sales experts, they tracked thousands of these documents. And the finding was, well, pretty devastating. Most sales proposals, they rarely, if ever, get read by the key decision makers.
So they're just bureaucracy, not actually winning business.
Largely, yes. Salespeople are pouring hundreds of hours into polishing these things that deliver almost zero ROI. It's a huge time sink.
And that's exactly why we're here today. We're doing a deep dive into what those experts call sales secret #6.
Yeah.
It's this idea that challenges the core assumption that, putting paper in front of a prospect actually means you're making progress.
Right. And this is really aimed at you if you're a sales leader, an executive, anyone focused on making your sales engine more efficient.
Our mission today, to help you move past just feeling busy towards real, measurable sales success.
We've got 3 concrete, actionable insights from this research. The goal is to shift your pipeline away from what we're calling the illusion of progress and towards actual verified commitment from buyers.
Okay, let's start with the big, maybe unsettling idea here. If your sales team is constantly in proposal mode, writing proposals all the time, the research suggests that's not a sign of hard work. It's actually often a massive red flag.
Yeah, it points to deeper issues like a broken process, maybe poor qualification up front, or just no real structured sales methodology guiding things.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. For an executive worried about overhead, about resource allocation, why is the proposal itself a strategic liability? What's the real trap here?
The trap is the hidden cost. It's all the wasted human capital. You look at a CRM pipeline, see all those deals marked, proposal sent. But what you're really seeing is a huge investment in, frankly, wasted effort. Hours of writing, design time, maybe legal review, pricing work.
All for a document that might not even get read.
Exactly. It becomes this kind of convenient distraction. It feels like work, it looks like progress, but it often masks a failure to properly qualify or actually close the deal earlier.
That really flips the script.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about lazy reps, but maybe a failure in the system, the structure.
Precisely. The source material highlights 2 common scenarios where this really shows up. Let's talk about the first one. The weak sales process.
Okay.
This happens a lot when there isn't a strong internal sales playbook. The salesperson is talking to the prospect, maybe they get a little pushback, on scope, price, timing, nothing major, just friction.
Standard stuff.
Right. But their training, or maybe just their confidence, fails them. Instead of navigating that friction using a solid process, they sort of panic. And their immediate reflex is, okay, let me send you a proposal to outline what we can do.
The default escape hatch. I've seen that happen so many times. The rep hides behind the document.
Exactly. And the strategic cost, it's huge. They give up control of the conversation. They stop being a consultant, a partner, and they basically reduce the whole thing down to a feature list on paper. They feel busy, sure, but it's just paperwork demonstrating a lack of skill, not real progress.
So that's scenario 1, the weak process. What about scenario 2? That sounds even more costly. Chasing hopeless deals.
Oh, this one is painful. This is where you really see the sunk costs pile up. It's the definition of false hope in the pipeline. The rep confuses just being persistent with actually being effective. They won't take no for an answer, or even maybe later.
They just keep pushing.
They kept calling, keep emailing, until the prospect, who's probably just trying to be polite and get them off the phone, finally says, okay, sure, send me a proposal.
But that's the easiest, lowest conflict way to end the conversation, right? It's like a professional ghosting tactic.
Absolutely. It gives the rep this illusion, oh, great, I'm still in the running. Then they go off and spend hours, maybe days, crafting this brilliant, super customized proposal they think is going to win the deal.
And that proposal,
9 times out of 10. Straight into the email trash, or filed away in some procurement folder, never sees the light of day. Meanwhile, the sales leader looks at the CRM, sees a full pipeline, but it's a phantom pipeline, just pure illusion.
And this connects to a really critical point the research uncovered about decision-making. Often, the proposal is just a box-ticking exercise. Why is that?
Because, in many cases, the actual decision was made weeks ago, silently, internally. If you're submitting a formal proposal before you have clear verbal agreement on the core components, price, scope, implementation, You're likely just providing pricing data for the competitor who already won the relationship.
Ouch. So you're just helping the competition finalize their deal.
Pretty much. You're left competing on paper, probably just on price, against someone who invested way more in building actual relationships and understanding the client's internal landscape. They did better client journey mapping.
Okay, you use that term client journey mapping. What does that mean in practice, and why is it more vital than the proposal document itself?
Client journey mapping is really about understanding every single touch point a prospect has with your company, your brand, your people. But crucially, it's also about mapping their internal process. Who are the real stakeholders? What are their politics? Who influences whom? The competitor who wins isn't usually the one with the fanciest PDF. It's the one who understood that internal map, built consensus, got the key people on board before any formal proposal was even requested.
They made the decision essentially a done deal before the paperwork started.
Exactly. The proposal then just becomes the necessary formality to paper the agreement they already secured.
This is really shifting perspective. So the big question for every executive listening, if proposals aren't closing deals, what actually does? How do we pivot?
It boils down to this. Proposals don't close deals. Commitment does. Real, explicit commitment. And you secure that through intentional, structured conversations. If you're truly engaged, you should be moving towards a signature, towards payment terms, not towards sending a multi-page document.
Okay, that sounds good, but procurement departments, large organizations, they often need something formal. You can't just send an invoice after a handshake, usually. How do we handle that tactically?
Right. This is key. You have to separate the sales engagement, the part where you get agreement, from the legal documentation. The goal is to replace the persuasive proposal document with something that simply formalizes an existing agreement. Think a contract, a confirmation of terms, a statement of work.
So the salesperson has to lock down that verbal agreement first on everything. Deliverables, price, schedule, face-to-face, on the phone.
Absolutely non-negotiable. The document only comes after that clear agreement is in place. And honestly, the ultimate replacement for that big time-wasting proposal, it might just be a simple contract, or even more powerfully, the invoice itself.
Send the invoice.
If you've confirmed the terms, the scope, the price, and they've agreed, send the invoice. If they balk then, you know they weren't actually serious, and you just saved yourself maybe 20 hours of writing time.
Okay, but we need a reality check here. This sounds radical. What about those big enterprise deals, government contracts, RFPs, industries, where a formal proposal is absolutely mandated? You can't just ignore that, can you?
No, absolutely not. That's the crucial caveat. You obviously have to comply with the buyer's required process in those situations. But, and this is important, the source material argues that the role of that document changes fundamentally. Success in those highly structured bids depends far less on how beautifully written your proposal is, and far more on the strength of your relationships, your sales planning, your understanding of the internal politics before the RFP even dropped.
So even when the proposal is required, the winning teams have usually already secured the decision informally. The document is just compliance.
That's the idea. You've already positioned yourself to win through relationship building and strategic groundwork. The proposal validates the win, it doesn't create it. Your whole team needs to get this. The paper should confirm an agreement, not start a negotiation.
That's a critical distinction. Okay, let's bring this home. Can we distill this down into 3 concrete, actionable steps leaders can take, like today, to shift their teams away from being a proposal factory and into being a closing business?
Definitely. Actionable insight number 1. Get radically serious about qualification. Stop wasting precious time and resources on prospects who aren't truly interested or, crucially, aren't empowered to buy. Implement tough qualification criteria, not just budget and need, but do you have access to the real decision maker? Do they have a verified timeline? If their first step is send me a proposal, that's a huge warning sign.
Okay, qualify harder. Got it. Insight number 2, this sounds like it's about fixing that internal process we talked about.
Exactly. Strengthen your internal sales playbook. Give your team a structured methodology, clear steps to follow, especially when they face pushback. They need tools other than hitting send proposal.
Yeah.
Every step needs to intentionally move the deal towards a signature, towards commitment, and change your metrics. Stop rewarding proposal volume, reward relationship milestones, and close deals.
Makes sense. And the third insight, this feels like it's about the bigger picture, the executive view.
Yeah, this is about shifting focus at the leadership level. Stop tracking pipeline depth by the number of proposals flowing around. Start measuring the velocity and, more importantly, the quality of closed business. This means a cultural shift. Reward reps for building real relationships and getting contracts signed, not for churning out documents. This ties directly into better sales and operations planning S&OP, ensuring your best closers spend their time on deals likely to actually close.
This has been incredibly insightful. The core message from the sales experts seems crystal clear. That busy-looking pipeline full of proposals, it's often just an illusion of progress.
It really is. True. Sustainable sales success comes from solid planning, clear processes that everyone follows, and building authentic relationships that lead to verified commitment, not just documents hoping for attention.
So here's the challenge for you, the executive listening right now. Take a hard look at your own metrics. What are you actually tracking and rewarding? Is it paperwork volume, how many proposals went out last quarter? Or is it the depth of your relationships and the rate of actual confirmed commitment? The answer tells you everything about the health of your pipeline.
And if you're ready to build that truly high-performing sales team, one that stops chasing false hope buried in paperwork, well, you need to dig deeper into these strategies for real sales success and robust planning.
You can find more expert advice and resources directly from the source we've been discussing today, the sales experts.
Yeah, visit thesalesexperts.com. They've got more valuable insights there, all designed to help you elevate your team's game. Seriously, stop proposing, start closing.